What is up, people? We are back on MTGO for a new Eldritch Moon draft. This pack doesn't have anything too strong, but Stitch's draft is quite good. Also, it's a pretty solid first pick. First because it's colorless, so you can put it in any deck. I mean, not in any deck, but in with any color. And if you first pick that, you can make your other pick accordingly and have a deck in which it's decent. There aren't that many vigilance creature in this set, so that doesn't help a lot, but that's still a very good card. I think Midnight Scavenger might be the next best card. Write Down is quite good, but you have to be white-red, which is a bit too... I mean, I don't want to pick a double color card that early. And the other uncommon are fine, but not super exciting. Prey Upon is decent. I think Graft is fine. I mean, it's probably not a first pick in every booster, but in this booster it feels good enough to me. Alright. Boon of a Miracle is probably just the best card here. Abandon Reason is decent. Homunculus, not a very easy card to... I mean, in the right deck it's good, but it's probably not the card that goes very well with Graph, because Graph wants you to have a lot of creature and this wants you to have a lot of instant and sorceries. So probably not the best combo, and it's probably not something you want to pick that early anyway. The Haunter is probably just a better card if you want to go blue, or the Exultant Cultist. I think it's gonna be Boon for me. It is just the best card of the pack, so I guess not much to think about here. Not sure if Graft is gonna be at its best in a black deck. I don't know, we'll see. I mean, I don't have to play that. It will really depend on what I get next. Ooh. Okay, third pick Haunted Dead is quite sweet. That's probably one of the best black card you can get, at least as for the common and uncommon. I'm gonna go with that, but there are two other very solid picks in Choking Restraints and Bombardment. Dronyard Behemoth is also quite strong, but it's it's a card you kind of have to build around to make good. Like in the right deck, it's gonna be good. Probably you want to be blue black or blue green, but if you don't have the enablers, it's a bit weaker. Like it's still 8 mana to emerge, which is quite a lot. 9 to hardcast. A card like I think the Grief, the Wretched Grief, the 3/4 fly that draws you a card. You can put in any blue deck. Pretty much, it's gonna be good. For the Behemoth to be good, you kind of have to have a more dedicated emerge deck, I think. Another Abandon Reason, I guess. We'll have to watch out for that if we are playing a red player. And yeah, Bombardment is probably it might be even better than Haunted Dead, but I'm already black, and I think Haunted Dead is actually better anyway. Haunted Dead is also kind of nice with Stitcher Graph because it provides you with 2 creatures, and you can use the Graph as a way to sacrifice your Haunted Dead to reanimate it. I think those cards goes pretty well together. Okay, that deck has a decent amount of good blue card. I do like Maniac, Dragon Under, Unsubstantiate, and Scour the Laboratory, and one good red card in Conduit of Storm. I'm not sure that I will pick that though. Could be blue-black. Could try to build some sort of zombie deck. I've been really pleased with Dragon Under. I think it's just much better, not much better, but better than Unsubstantiate. Scour depends on your deck, but it's quite good too. I think you could go with any of the blue card or Conduit of Storm. I think I'm gonna go with Dragonder. Just like that card quite a lot. Okay, Midnight Scavengers and Abundant now. I guess Slayer is a possibility, since it pairs up pretty well with Boon of a Miracle. But I might as well stay in black. I mean, I have 2 very solid picks in black. Mao is not my favorite, but in a blue-black deck, if you have a few enablers, like the Enlightened Maniac or the Exultant Cultist, or Haunted Dead is actually a pretty nice one to use with Emerge. It's pretty nice. I would say that in most black decks, Scavenger is just going to be better, but in a blue-black deck, the Mao might be better. So I'm kind of unsure right now about what I should pick. think I'm gonna go with the Mao and we'll try to build some sort of blue-black emerge deck. We'll see, we'll see. Pretty late Gnarlwood Dryad here. The card is quite great. There's another Slayer too, which I could pick. I mean, none of the blue or black cards are things I wanna play really. I guess Outcast is pretty strong, but I don't really think I wanna go red right now. The black I have, I think, pairs up better with blue, white, or green than red. Like, this is not really a vampire deck, and you pretty much want to be Vampire Madness to be black-red, so... Slayer is kind of interesting. Dryad is a bit... it's different, I guess. I think I'm gonna go with Dryad. I think it's just a stronger card, and we'll see if green is open. Okay... Gavony Unallowed is fine. Prey Upon is also fine. Could see myself playing any of this card. I guess Unallowed lets me stay in black. I'm pretty sure I'm black at this point. Not so sure about the green. So maybe... I mean, I think I like Prey Upon a bit more, but... you know, there's more... I mean, I'm almost sure I'm gonna end up black, as it's not so sure I end up playing green. So I think Unallowed is just a safer pick. Okay. Exultant Cultist does go pretty well with what I have so far. Sorry, my English is not really so good today. It's probably never that great, but it's especially bad today. Not sure why. Hopefully you can still understand me. Either way, best card here is Spreading Flames. Red seemed kinda open, but we did not see any of the great red card either. I don't know. I think I'm gonna go with Cultist here. And yeah, we'll try to build some sort of blue-black value, maybe emerge deck. We'll see. Nothing I really like here, honestly. Cultist is also kind of good with Graft because if you have to move it around, you don't really care too much because you're gonna draw a card. It's fine. You can just deal 5 damage and then draw a card, or just equip it as a blocker. It's pretty decent. I don't know. I think this is not really a supplicant deck. I think there's more chance I play Convolute. So I'm gonna pick that, though it's rather unexciting. Well, if I get enough zombies, Cemetery Recruitment could be decent. I have 1 zombie yet, I think 2 zombies. Yeah, it's not bad. I mean, when this often draws you 2 cards, it's a solid card. Well, maybe I'll play that. I mean, it's a zombie. Does synergize with graveyard stuff. It's not great, but I could see myself playing that. Pretty late Grapple with the Past here. If I end up in green for some reason, it could be nice. Okay, well, given what I have, the Laboratory Brute is looking better than the Vampire right now, but we'll see. So I'm pretty much in black, with maybe some zombie things going on. I'm not sure. Ooh, another Haunted Dead. That's pretty sweet. I think I'm just gonna go with that. Best card is probably the Hanwar Garrison. I haven't played with or against that card yet, but I would assume that if you have a bit of Rimvol in the back and you can just attack twice with that without it dying, you will win the game pretty much. So seems like a very solid rare. But I haven't played it yet. But either way, for me, the pick I think is Haunted Dead. I mean, maybe Garrison is so strong that it means I should go into red, but I'm not sure. Actually, I really have no experience with that card. I think obviously the more Rimvol you have in your deck, the better it's gonna be. If you randomly have the Battlement, it's also quite strong, but I think Haunted Dead is just pretty strong and pretty safe for me here. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with that. Collective Brutality is nice. I do like that card a decent amount. Certainly better than Oath of Liliana. Broad Malevolence is just... It's fine, but it's just a weaker Brutality in general, I would say. I mean, this is more of a trick and this is a sorcery, so the 2 card doesn't really do the same things, but... this is just better anyway. With the 2 Haunted Dead and the Brutality, I have 3 Madness Enabler, so maybe there's something to do with that. I think Brutality is around the same power level as Bombardment. It might be a bit weaker. I mean, At first sight, I wouldn't say that this is weaker, but I've played Brutality a bit, and I've often missed on finding an instant or sorcery. So I'm not sure how good this is. On turn 2 it's very solid, after that it becomes harder to get enough value. It's good though. Probably around the same power level as Bombardment, but you know, since I'm black, I think there's not much question here anyway. Creep Breaker is insane, and it goes super duper well with my Haunted Deads. It's just amazing. That's one of the best cards I could dream of right now. Not that someone is gonna get the sweet combo here, I would assume, unless someone counter draft or something like that. Though I'm not sure that would happen. So we might see Hanwire the Racing Township during the draft. That'd be funny. I mean, that would probably mean that I lose if I ever see that, but it'd be funny. Okay, Crypt Breaker is an amazing pick for me though. And black seems wide open, which is great. Probably just gonna pick Liliana's Elite here. Yeah, the card is looking fine. It's also a zombie, which I can appreciate. Yeah, best card of the pack is probably Captive, Lash with Lurker. Outrider is strong too, but I think I like the 2 green card better. Voldar and Paria? What the? Yeah, no one is playing black. That's insane. That's probably one of the best cards of the entire set. That thing is incredibly hard to beat. It also works super well with Haunted Dead. Like, the 2 cards have been featured in some very efficient deck at the Pro Tour. I'm speaking about constructed deck. It's just amazing. That's just great. I don't think I've ever seen black being that open. And Midnight Scavenger now? I like that more than the Scarecrow. For now, I think I will put those in the sideboard and stay in mono black, and you know, we'll choose what we want to do next. Also, looking at my curve, Scavenger are gonna be better, I'm pretty sure. Even though I don't have a lot of things to get back yet, you know, I should get some 3 and 2 drop at some point. Thrave and Foulbloods are also a nice one, but I think Scavenger is just better. If I end up mono black, if I can play mono black, I'll be happy with that, honestly. Crusader is probably fine, though. I currently have 1 Vampire, I think, in Voldarian Paria. Still pretty decent. I'd rather have a Scavenger if I could choose, but it's a fine 5 drop. I mean, it's just the best option for me, I think. Anyway, another Scavenger, another Haunted Dead. Holy cow! That's insane. Like, this card, I think it is very good, and again works super well with the Paria. Just triple Haunted Dead. Sign me in. I think it's better than Scavenger. Pretty positive it is better than Scavenger, even if I have 2 other Haunted Dead. That's great. I guess, well, I have 1 Weirded Vampire in the sideboard that I'm already probably not playing, especially since I have 4 4-drop creatures that are all better. So I guess Field Creeper is the card I'm the more likely to play if I like 2 drops, even though it's super unappealing. Ooh, Born Malevolent Will, that's sweet. And again, Haunted Dead I think works super well with Stitcher Graft. Any card that produces a bunch of creature, I mean more than 1 creature, is gonna be good with equipment, especially this one. That's great. That's a very sweet black deck. Like, if I can end up mono black, I'll be happy. And again, those 3 Haunted Deads makes up for a very strong Abundant now, I think. I think the card is really strong. The only thing that makes it not that good is that black is not a great card to emerge, because you don't have that many great enablers, but it happens that the best enabler for emerge in black, which I think is the Dead, or maybe I'm missing something, but I cannot think of something much better to enable emerge than Haunted Dead in black, which is a fairly hard card to get because it's good in pretty much any deck. I happen to have 3 of these, which is just great. Ooh, pretty strong pack here. I mean, Bound by Moonsilver is great, Desquite Recruiter is quite strong, Compulsion is fine. There's also a Slayer's Plate, which goes pretty well with the Haunted Dead, I think. It might just be the peak. I mean, I did not pick... At some point I had the choice to pick a Slayer, I think, Ironclad Slayer, and I did not pick it. Had I picked it, maybe Bound by Moonsilver would be a good pickup, and I would end up, you know, mono black with a touch of white. But currently I think Slayer's Blade is just gonna be better. It's looking really solid in my deck. Compulsion is fine too. I think I'm gonna go with the plate though. Okay, Tooth Collector, Deadweight, both are quite solid. I don't know, it's close. I mean, Tooth Collector is, I think, kind of nice because since I'm playing two equipments, I kind of want to have as many creatures as possible. Also, I have a decent amount of discard outlets, which means that getting Delirium, even though this is not really a dedicated Delirium deck, could be doable. I will most likely play a few sorceries, instant, creatures, and then I think getting a land to the graveyard is really not going to be hard with 3 Haunted Dead and a Brutality. And again, when I have equipment, I like to have as many creatures as possible, and these kills, you know, I think this is just a better option. It's kind of close though, but I really like Tooth Collector. In some matchup it's just crazy good. Unfortunately that pack doesn't have match. I guess Sanitarium Skeleton is pretty sweet combo with Brutality and Haunted Dead. It also works kind of well with Stitcher Graft. Yeah, I think actually Skeleton, which is most of the time not so exciting, is gonna shine in that deck. Because I have a bunch of things I have a bunch of ways to discard this and, you know, get a bit of card advantage out of it. It also works pretty well with equipment. Like, you have a Slayer's Plate and that, and 6 mana, you pretty much have an infinite 5/4, and, you know, an infinite 5/4 is gonna win you the game most of the time. Given enough time, at least. I think Skeleton is looking great here. It's also very good with Script Breaker. Yeah, Skeleton is actually amazing in this deck. Okay, Rancid Rats are looking solid. It's a zombie, it's a 2-drop. It's pretty much everything I want currently for my deck. Compulsion is very nice. Also, I did not mention that when I picked the Slayer's Blade, but Compulsion is especially nice because of the 3 Haunted Dead. Great to reanimate that mid-combat, kill an attacker, and you have to discard something else, but that's still very good. I don't know, maybe the first Compulsion might have been better than Slayer's Blade, but either way I'm happy to pick it now. If I could will Unmaking, that'd be cool, but I don't think it's happening, like the pack is not good enough. And I think we'll end up mono black. Deadweight, that's great. Also, I got a Tooth Collector in the meantime, so it's nice for Delirium. Yeah, so mono black good stuff. Seems like a nice deck to me. I guess there is Foul Orchard, which would let me play Grapple and Gnarlwood Triad. I don't really see any reason to play another color unless I have to. Like, being monocolored is really advantageous. I guess if I'm playing a second color, there's more chance that it would be blue. And if I'm splashing for a bit of blue, Just a Win is gonna be quite good for the same reason why Murderer's Compulsion is good. So I think this is... I mean, if I'm playing a second color, it's more likely that this is gonna be good. Ooh, Giza's Bidding is amazing in my deck. It's just a very solid card in general. It's great with equipment, again, because it produces 2 creatures, and it works just amazingly with Haunted Deads and Collective Brutality. That's about the best thing I could have gotten at that point. And the Compulsion Wield. I think it's the pack I opened. Oh, that's amazing. That's probably one of the sweetest deck I ever built so far. Despite black being not one of the best color, I think this deck is just... It is just looking great. I'm gonna pick that just because, you know, it has a bit of value. Mutation is nice sideboard option. Not sure that I want to main deck it though. Forbog Revenant. I think I like that more than Succumb to Temptation. Especially since the Revenant is quite good with Slayer's Plate and Stitcher Graft. Any lifelink, I mean, those two equipment are quite great with lifelinkers, so it's sweet. Stallion of Ashmouth. Well, I don't really need to play that, I have enough playables. That's amazing that I'm mono black and I'm not even like playing some weak card to be mono black. Like I have a straight up great mono black deck here. It's amazing. Oh, and those two compulsion. I was a bit worried because when I got my first card from when I started drafting the Shadows of Innistrad booster, I was kind of worried about having few removal, but getting 2 compulsion and a deadweight and 2 collector was quite amazing. And I wonder if I can play. I think I can play 16 lands. This doesn't cost 8. This will often cost 3 because I'm gonna use it off the Haunted Dead. And I can do pretty much everything I want with 4 lands in my deck. I mean, on the battlefield, I don't need more than that. I think I'm gonna go with 16 land. Look at that curve. 5, 5, 5, 5, 3. That's just great. And I think I can afford to play 16 land. Mostly because I'm monocolored. And I don't have a very high curve. Though I guess with equipment, I kind of have some I do have some mana sinks. So maybe it's just not the right move. There's really nothing I want to cut. I guess the Crusader is one of the weakest cards. Though again, it's a lifelinker, which is really sweet with the Graft and the Plate. So yeah, I think I'll go with 16 lands. The deck is looking amazing. That's probably one of the strongest deck I ever got to play. And again, bidding is also amazing with Paria. Like, I don't know, I just love the deck. Everything is synergistic. The curve is great. It's just looking very, very sweet. Yeah, that's pretty much the dream mono black deck. I don't think you can assemble something much more appealing than that. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed the draft. If you did, feel free to drop a like, subscribe, leave a comment, or share the video. All of these are appreciated. And I see you in a few minutes for round 1.